Yay, 6 seconds.
Oh, we're getting there. So once we get that perfect.
Well, this is it. Last week was perfect. We can't do it perfect every week. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sir William. Good evening, Jason and Pulsar.
Good evening, folks. Here we go again. It's Thursday night.
Yes. Shall we get the
It's
boring
been
stuff
cold
out
here
of the way?
today.
It's been bright, but bloody cold today.
Now
Well, it
you
was
can
bright
tell
this
when it's
morning and then
cold
it got cold. Yeah.
because his nibs doesn't want to go out.
His nibs is wise. He's closer to the ground.
Yes.
And good evening, Seb and Mick.
Yeah, good evening, folks. Here we go again then. So, good evening, Simon. We've had we've hit another landmark this week, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But to start with, it's 3,187 views.
Well,
still people watching, which amazes me sometimes. 12 new subscribers, so thank you very much for subscribing. And welcome to this channel. Okay, what have you been watching? I don't know. I do a when I do this, I dictate it. Instead of saying Dave Edmonds, it's got Dive Edmonds written here. That's me. Probably because it's in a Welsh. I did it in a Welsh accent. 53 of you have watched that this week. Number 2, which I'm surprised because I didn't rate it very much, and that was Ace Frehley's new album, 10,000 Volts.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't. Yes, it wasn't very good. Good evening, Elliot. But the top one, and it always is when Richard and I do a video, top 10 instrumentals with Richard was 171. Top short last week was album 1 of Physical Graffiti, 1,300. No, not 1,383. I was jumping the gun there a bit, wasn't I? Yeah, 383 people have watched that, and there's more watched that one than LP2. So who's LP1? Obviously, is people's favourite.
Yeah, well,
say
no more.
Say no more. That's giving away it's a trade secret for another video, isn't it? That's coming up. we won't go more into that yet. So okay, 28-day thing. We've had 1,421 people watch the video in the last 28 days, which is always super tier. And 62. We're averaging about 62. About 60 subscribers every 28 days, which is just fantastic. You know, it is. I thought it'd drop off now, but it seems to be not. You know, I'm very humble about all this. You know, I still can't believe that people still want to watch my stuff. But there we go. So what have you been watching? So what we've been watching? Well, it's dominated by Iain and Richard videos. Number 3 with 203. It's the songs that don't mention their titles, which was Dave's idea. Still reigning quite well is our punk songs with 373. But Mick Taylor, 2 album ranking, still at the top at 831. Top short is still status quo 519, 1982, which I haven't got, so I can't show it tonight. But yes, it did come out in 1982.
Yeah.
Now, here comes the big one. We this week, I don't know which day it was, but we broke the 300,000 views.
Okay, well done.
I can't believe that. That's a lot of people.
It is.
And the count at the moment is 1,540. And there's a nice little comment there from Elliot.
Yes. Thank you very much, Elliot.
Thank you very much. So nothing's changed in the the top 3, I'm afraid. Riggs's maiden stuff is now 4,445. Slade continues to grow at 4,641, but status quo still out there by a country mile at 8,272. And yeah, Jean-Michel Jarre Oxygen 2,759. So that's been picking up some grey. So what's yours truly been listening to this week? Lots of Caravan and lots of Gordon Lightfoot, to be quite precise. 9 now of Caravan's 15, 12 of Gordon Lightfoot. I am so addicted into Gordon Lightfoot again.
You see, I'm worth my weight in gold introducing you to stuff that you fall for.
Blackfoot 8 of 13. I'm having a good boogie to Blackfoot. I was listening to stuff that they played when I saw them back in 1985, a long time ago. It brought back some nice memories of standing in the rain at Nebworth Park.
Right,
the Grateful Dead.
Make a note of that, because you can repeat that in 3 weeks' time.
Yes, I will repeat that in 3 weeks' time. Grateful Dead 8 of 13, 7 of the Blondie. I've listened to 2 Brady Brunch. God.
Painful.
One was it was a Christmas album. So I'm glad my windows won't open. So I'm thinking, well, what's he listening to the Christmas carols in March for? And Bell and Sebastian, I've listened to 1. The Man of Issue Orchestra's finished, and The Smile, because there's only 2 albums. So that's what I've been up to. Plus, I've been listening to lots of Tangerine Dream. I wonder why I'm listening to Tangerine Dream. I'm sure people can guess.
Well, A, they were put on the list, but B, it's bigger than we thought.
Yeah, it certainly is. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for a little while and read some comments. And say hello to people. And I'll let Dave do Hatches, Matches and Dispatches.
Right, I'm going to go, good evening, Elliot. Good evening, Mike. Welcome to the House of Madness. And so here we go, Hatches, Matches, Dispatches, and little bits about 1982. So, dispatches, those who have passed since our last stream. One that was announced after we streamed last week. Well, there were 2 actually. One is a gentleman by the name of Bob Heil. He's an American sound and radio engineer, and he created the template for the modern rock sound system. He founded his company Heil Sound in 1966. And they created the touring sound systems for bands like the Grateful Dead and The Who. He also invented the Heil Talkbox in 73, which was used by the likes of Peter Frampton, Joe Walsh, and Richie Sambora, and it's still being used today. So he passed. The 29th, a Slovak swing singer and percussionist, Eugene Svab, died. And on the 1st, a Czech-born British drummer with the band Heatwave. Remember Boogie Nights? Ernest Berger, he passed away. The 2nd of March, Jim Beard, American keyboardist with Steely Dan. He left us, as did W.C. Clark, an American blues musician. He was known as the godfather of Austin blues for his influence on the Austin, Texas blues scene since the 60s. And Anastasia Ledwith, an American DJ. She was riding her scooter in New York and overtook an oil delivery truck and got run over by the same truck, unfortunately. 3rd of March, a Canadian jazz singer, TV host, and civic leader, Eleanor Collins, passed. She was known as Canada's First Lady of Jazz, and she passed at the age of 104. So that's the 2nd centenarian we've had that passed. Same day, Oscar Giglia, an Italian classical guitarist. Felix Sabal Lecco, a Cameroonian drummer. Makoto Shinohara, a Japanese composer. Britt Turner, an American drummer with Blackberry Smoke. And gentleman Martin Wenzel, he's better known as Presto, a German rapper. They all passed on the 3rd of March. 4th, Jean-Pierre Bourtet, a French composer, and B.B. Seaton, a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and record producer. And he was in a group which, in modern terms, it raised a giggle with me, group called the Gay Lads. 5th of March, we lost Linda Balgord, an American stage actress and singer. She did an awful lot of stage musicals, and she was the last person to play, I think the character is called Griswold, one of Cats. We also lost Deborah Bird, an American singer and vocal coach, and Pavel Zacek, a Czech poet musician with the group DG307. 6th of March, Dimos Moutsis. He's a Greek singer, songwriter, and composer, and Alexander Sibirtsev, a Russian operatic tenor. They both passed. So those are the dispatches. Hatches. Oh, we're going to have some fun here. 27 today is Josh Dewhurst, British rock guitarist with the group Blossoms. 32 today is Alison Krusma, a contemporary classical composer. 39 is Thomas Erak, American prog rock guitarist with groups The Fall of Troy and Just Like Vinyl. 45 is Lisa Batiashvili. She's a Georgian-German concert violinist. 47 is Bartosz Kowalski-Banasewicz, Polish classical music composer. 50 today is Larry Bagby, an American actor and musician, as is Hugo Ferreira, Portuguese-American rock singer-songwriter with the band Tantric. 51 today is Sebastian Isambard. He's a French operatic pop singer. He's in the group Il Divo. 57 today is Randall, aka Randy Gus. He's an American musician and drummer with the band Toad the Wet Sprocket, although he retired in 2020 because he has brittle bone disease and he's now a teacher. He teaches online. 60 today is Denise Grays, American mezzo-soprano, and Jennifer McCarters. She was an American country singer, is an American country singer with the group McCarters, which consisted of herself and her two twin sisters. 62 is Taylor Dane, an American vocalist. 64 today is Chris Rodriguez. He's an American pop and country session and touring guitarist, vocalist, and he's now a contemporary Christian music singer-songwriter. 70 today is Matt Frenette. And this surprised Iain, the Canadian rock drummer and songwriter with the group Loverboy. He helped write Working for the Weekend. 71 today is Kenny Aronoff, American drummer, and he's drummed with an awful lot of people, including John Mellencamp and John Fogerty. Also 71 is Leon Silvers III, American rocker and producer. He's with the group The Silers. 72 today, and this caught me by surprise, I didn't realize he was still alive, is Ernie Isley, vocalist guitarist of the Isley Brothers. He was with the group 69 to 84, and then he took a sabbatical and rejoined in 1991, and he's still going today. 72 also is Jules Shear, an American rock musician and songwriter. 77 is Donna Loren. She was an American singer and actress, and she was part of what they called the Beach Blanket Bingo group. 78 today, Matthew Fisher, rock keyboardist with Procol Harum, and Peter Wolf, rock singer with the Jay Giles Band. 81 today is Chris White, British rock singer, songwriter, musician, record producer, famously in the Zombies. And granddaddy today is Georgios Katsaros, Greek musician and composer at the age of 90. So those are your hatches. Matches, we've only got two this week. This day in 1940, Oliver Hardy married Virginia Lucille Jones. Yes, it was his third marriage, but it was his last. He didn't get divorced or marry again. And in 2007, the former vocalist of the group Babado Novo, Brazilian group, Claudia Leite, married Marcio Pedreira. And as far as I know, they're still happily married. So that's your hatches, matches, and dispatches. Our talking point this week and stuff for you to show if you come up is 1982. And we had a bit of a giggle, Iain and I, looking at some of this. Very famously, January the 2nd, 1982, there was a rugby international between England and Australia at Twickenham. And it's described by the BBC as, quote, perhaps the most famous of all streaks, unquote. 24-year-old Erica Rose, stripped to the waist, bounced onto the pitch to roars of approval.
Literally.
Yes, literally. February the 5th, the British airline, Laker Airways. Who remembers those? The airline collapsed owing £270 million. March the 19th, oh dear. The Argentines decided to land on South Georgia Island down in the South Atlantic, precipitating a war with the UK. April the 23rd, the 8-bit personal home computer, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, was released. Now, it went on to sell 5 million units worldwide, but considering that the preceding year, IBM had released the first personal home computer, the fact that Sinclair came out a year later and sold 5 million units, well done to him. May the 26th, European Cup was held in Rotterdam, and Aston Villa, winners of League Division 1, beat Bayern Munich 1-0. June the 14th, we're back down in the Falklands because Argentina surrendered, ending a conflict that lasted 74 days, and an awful lot of lives were lost. July the 9th. Oh dear. Security was a little bit lax. The guard didn't do their job because Michael Fagan broke into Buckingham Palace and entered the Queen's bedroom. And she managed to alert her staff because Fagan asked for a cigarette. She phoned her butler, said, could you bring me a packet of cigarettes? Knowing that she doesn't smoke, the alarm was immediately raised. Anyway, August the 17th, this is going back. You think this is now 2024. We are talking 42 years ago. The first CD was manufactured and released by Philips in Germany. A lot of music has been played since then. September the 10th, Iain got this as soon as I gave him a hint. Decca released the Beatles audition on the album Complete Silver Beatles, 20 years after the label executives rejected them, feeling that, quote, guitar groups are on the way out, unquote, and the Beatles have no future in show business. Oh dear, how wrong they were. October the 11th, the Mary Rose, which was sunk during a battle with the French in 1545, was raised, brought to the surface at Portsmouth. November, considering who's leading Russia nowadays, it's a little bit, I don't know, looking in the mirror. Back November the 12th, 1982, KGB chief Yuri Andropov succeeded Leonid Brezhnev as leader of the Soviet Union. And considering that Putin was formerly the head of the KGB, is history repeating itself? And then we've got two for you in December. December the 1st, a movie starring Dustin Hoffman and Jessica Lange premiered in Hollywood, and we all laughed at Tootsie. And on December the 8th, the Colombian writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. So that's 1982 for you. Do you want me to do it now, or do you want me to wait?
I'll do it. Do it now. Do it now.
now.
And that's because I was too busy chopsing.
Okay.
So I'll get ready now. And
okay. Well, no, I mean the result.
Yeah, you do the result, and then I'll do.
Oh, okay, right. So, last week, Talk Talk versus Rush. In the community, it was 28 votes to 22 in favour of Rush. But on the live poll, it was 49 to 11 in favour of Talk Talk, for a total of 71 to 39 in favour of Talk Talk. And it's the largest vote we've had to date, 110 votes. So thank you, everybody, for your votes.
And that was a shock result.
Wow.
Well done, Charles. Well done, Charles. You've got a dark horse there. If you're a betting person, there's your dark horse. And the odds will be slashed on that victory. Hello?
No, sorry, I had to mute just for a sec. Currently, 32 votes have been cast in the community between Genesis Foxtrot and Who's Next by The Who, and Foxtrot are leading 20 to 12. So that's your results. Yes, Pulsar, it was. Simon's lurking. Ooh. Charles is going for the mug. Anyway, right. Are you ready for yours, young sir?
I am. I'm ready.
Okay. There we go. And your full screen, off you go.
Okay, so here we go, folks. What have we got next week? And we've got a lot. We have got a lot. It's a busy old week. So on Monday, we're going to do some ranking of the cult. Ian Asprey and Billy Duffy and whoever was about to help them make records. They're a great band. I like them a lot. Classic album, and we have got a classic. This is another, the Motown, and I think this was about number 4 on the Mojo's list, and it's the brilliant Gladys Knight and the Pips and the Nitty Gritty album, which is a great album. I have so much enjoyed listening to that this week. Tuesday, got another part of the Michael Schenker story. We're at part 5 now, the Macaulay Schenker group, which isn't my favourite bit of them. We'll find out why on Tuesday. Retro ranking next week. We're going to do a bit of Blondie. We haven't done anything on this channel about Blondie, and I thought it's about time we did. So I've picked 10 of my favourite songs by Blondie. Just a great band. Wednesday, we've got a big day on Wednesday. Look at this. We've got 2 birthdays to celebrate. First, we've got Jodie, who hasn't been a subscriber for long, but she's got a birthday, and we're doing her UK Top 10 birthday. We couldn't do Ireland because Ireland charts didn't start till 1962. Mm-hmm. Also, we've got Stephen, who's part of the furniture on this channel. We've done his UK, so we're doing his US this year. And then we're going to do a bit of jazz fusion album ranking of Weather Report, which I've been thoroughly enjoyed listening to over the last few weeks. Thursday, we have the penultimate tie of round 2. And what a tie it will be. The Battle of Prague. Close to the Edge by Yes, and Remember the Future by Nectar. That'll be a corker.
Yeah,
Bruce.
I know where my preference lies.
Yeah, I think mine's. I would know what I think. Then we've got producer Bruce Fairburn, who's produced some of the finest bands. Sadly, no longer with us, but he's left us a legacy of great bands and music that he's produced. Friday, another busy day. Look at this. We're going to start off with a live album ranking of the macho band Man-O-War. Look at that get-up.
Oh, come on. We had them on the stinker covers.
Yes, we've had them on the sticker covers. And tomorrow, the metal god himself, Mr. Rob Halford, and his pals in Judas Priest are releasing Invincible Shield. And we got another birthday. My friend Stephanie in Canada. So we're going to do her birthday top 10 from the UK because we did the Canadian last year. And then next Saturday, it's these two dodgy-looking characters again.
At least you got rid of the pins.
Yes. You remember a little while ago, we did our favourite cover songs by our favourite bands. So we've decided to go through them and find the ones that we go, what? Why did you do that?
Should never have been let out.
Yeah, shouldn't have been, never been. So that's what we're doing a week on Saturday. Because this Saturday I'll be in Leeds. Yes.
Yes.
So there we go. That's what's on next week, folks. I'm sure there's something there for everybody. There usually is. Let's get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. And remove.
I just did.
Oh dear, what's happened there?
Take it off.
Anyway, that's all that. So I'm sure there's something there for everybody, like there always is. 18 people already watching, which is pretty cool. Yeah. We're starting to get momentum.
Good evening, Marius.
Good evening, Marius. I liked your latest video. That was quite funny. And there's a lot of things there that are absolutely spot on. Anyway.
So are you going to get rid of that that little... There we go. Right. And now you can stick up the link.
Oh, so there we go. Right. While people are sorting themselves out, I'm going to go through some films and bits that come out in 1982. So let's grab the right pile first. It would help. So this is the films and bits of TV that I found in the week.
Right.
So,
before you do that, first of all, does anybody know the lyrics that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen? And what language is Iain's subtitled tonight? It's under his name, Forangado. That's the way I pronounce it, I think.
Yes.
But anyway.
So before I do that, I'll add him now, and then you can sit and watch me make
Evening, Elliot.
Good evening, Elliot.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, well done, Charles. Charles has got it straight up.
Yes. What song, Charles? Anyway, if Mr. Producer would make me big.
Yes, I'm just reading something. Okay. There you go.
Okay. 1982 movies. Firstly, we had the last of the Pink Panther films. Although Peter had passed on, they put together bits that they'd left out, and they're called The Trail of the Pink Panther. It's not as funny, but it has got some wonderful bits in it. Going on the comedy, my favourite comedy troupe released this little thing that was recorded at the Hollywood Bowl, and this is the video that's got the Olympics with fantastic sports. Has the 100 meters for people with no sense of direction, the incontinence marathon, and the 100 meters breaststroke for non-swimmers.
Yes.
It also features the football match between the Greek philosophers and the Germans.
Yes.
And Albatross, of course, yes. Do you get waivers with it? You don't
Albatross. Albatross. Albatross, for Christ's sakes.
Yes, I love this.
Iain,
Yeah.
Iain, there's a really good documentary I watched, a 5-part documentary on Monty Python. Oh, I think they did it themselves. I think it's Monty Python, the mostly true story or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's really good.
That's a pretty good overview of them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What I like about this, I like how, I mean, for a British comedy, they were adored over in the States, weren't they, really? Everybody loved Python.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, they were like the underground heroes, you know.
Yeah, they're absolutely fabulous.
Well,
we had a film.
for a comedy troupe to pack out the Hollywood Bowl, that's saying something.
Okay. Well, does anyone remember this little thing? Who the hell wins? Lewis Collins Bodie, as an SAS officer, brought out very soon after the Iranian, 2 years after the Iranian embassy, very loosely based on it. It's cheesy, but I like cheese, and I got that for £2, so I can't complain. Another of my favourite parody films come out. The sequel to Airplane, which is hilarious. It's so funny. William Shatner's in this, and he's doing a Captain Kirk style character, and it's hilarious.
Oh yes, Shatner at the door. Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. We also had another Death Wish film. Now I love these films. A lot of people don't like them, but Death Wish 2 came out in 1982. But the big one for me was Pink Floyd's The Wall, starring Bob Geldof, Bob Hoskins, and lots of good music and nations. Absolutely.
Oh, Jason has come up. The Airplane soundtrack is getting a release on Record Store Day.
Oh, brilliant. And 1982 also, my favourite science fiction film was out. And it's the brilliant Blade Runner. I just love that. I love the music to this because it's done by Vangelis.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, TV.
The modern remake is no good.
Yeah. TV. Network premieres for Star Wars Part 4.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a network premiere for my favourite Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me.
That's not what you said a week ago.
No. 2 Dirty Harry films, The Beeb and ITV. The Beeb got Dirty Harry, but ITV managed to get Magnum Force, which was the new other film. 2 good films. Bit of TV trivia now. The year 1981, Only Fools and Horses started. So 1982 was series 2. And one episode called A Touch of Class.
All right, Grandad.
All right, one more turn, Rodney. Brace yourself.
Got a tight grip.
Do you know how many people actually watched that episode? Because it's the classic. And people say it's Dell falling over. No, this is the classic clip from Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as iPlayer or all that nonsense back then. But 10.2 million people watched that episode alone.
Yeah. There were video recorders in those days.
Yeah.
And a lot of people recorded it. Chandelier. Yeah,
it's not called chandelier, it's called A Touch of Glass even. And the last time we saw the goodies on the TV, they'd moved to ITV, and it's not as good as the Beeb stuff, but because I love the goodies, I had to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of what 1982 was for me in TV and films. So you can make me small now.
Okay. Exit solo. There we go.
There we go. So I shall show some records later. But I let all my wonderful guests do that first. But anyway,
Yes.
what have you been doing, Elliot? It's been a couple of weeks since we spoke. Have you done anything exciting?
I've been dealing with some family health issues that have kept me.
Yeah, I did.
Away.
I did hear through the grapevine, and I hope everything's. I'm not going to. I hope everything's going there. You know, and our thoughts are with you at this time.
I appreciate that. It's an ongoing thing. It's not something that's resolved quickly. So
no, but you know, I did get to hear. So
yeah.
And you just don't. Do you want to contact? No, you know. I thought, well, I'll speak to you soon. So it's better to say that we have been sort of thinking of you soon. Right. Let's see if anyone else wants to could join this madhouse. Right. Yeah, we've had some news today. I don't know if you've heard of the band Magnum, Elliot. They're a British rock band. And earlier in the year, their founder, producer, songwriter, Tony Clarkin, passed. And today, his friend and the lead singer, Bob, made a video on Facebook saying that he can't continue anymore without Tony.
Wow.
They've worked together for 50 years. So you can understand that, can't you? And you feel, he says he was saying sorry to the fans, but I don't think no fan of any band, when you've worked with someone for so long, and they pass, and you don't want to do it. It's natural.
It is. It's like losing a family member.
Yeah.
He looks so, and he looks so.
Time passes, maybe he'll reconsider. Maybe doing something unlike what he'd been doing for so long. You know.
Yeah, it is a shame. It is, but it is what it is, and I'm not sorry that they're finished. Because they've gave us 50 years of great music, and I grew up on that. When they first, I was a young.
What kind of a rock band?
They were a melodic rock band. They were very British, but the structure of the songs, they were melodic and tuneful, and stories. Tony Clarkin wrote songs about life, fantasy. He wrote it all. He wrote a song. Called "Don't Wake the Lion," which was about the First World War. They'll soon be home for Christmas and Home by the Fire, the Phony War. It's a moving song. Wrote some lovely songs. So yes.
And tell me the name of the band once again.
Magnum.
Magnum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, if you like melodic rock, it's a great. Wow. They're a good band.
I'll pull up something by them and give them a listen. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, I've been listening on your recommendation, Bobby Gentry. We're featuring her on a Ladies' Day very shortly.
Oh, good.
I tell you what, I really, really enjoyed listening to her. What a voice!
She's a unique artist for sure. Not restricted by the boundaries that people tried to put around her or on her.
Here he is, the man. The man that's taking me to Leeds on Saturday.
Hello.
As if you can find where I live.
Evening, Nick.
Good
Hello.
evening, sir.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Yep.
Yes. I might show this a bit later, but that's what I got at the record fair in Northampton.
Was that the Susie one?
Yeah. And someone else will like that. Look what I picked up on Sunday, Mike.
Oh, yes. Yes, very good.
Oh, and guess what? It's not the reissue version, it's this version. Look.
Oh, well done. Well done, mate.
Yeah, I saw it the other week, but it was a reissue and it hadn't got that bit. I picked it up, and the first thing I did, and the bloke was saying, and he laughed. He says, "You're making sure it's a proper one, aren't you?" I went, "Oh yeah." And I went, "Oh, look, it is." So yeah, I'm so pleased. I know it's the covers album, but as I said before, It's one of the best covers albums you'll ever hear.
It is, isn't it? It's a great covers album. You're right. You know, I don't own it, or not on vinyl anyway. Yeah.
If I see it on Saturday, Mike, you will have it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and you will get one that does that. You see.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We don't want any inferior version. Yeah, I brought some other stuff, but that's me. So we got 1982 this week. Just before I came on to do this, I watched some Top of the Pops. 1982.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Mike Smith was presenting it in a rather tacky jumper. The first band that performed on it was Blancmange doing Living on a Ceiling. No more room down there.
I thought that was that's later than 82, isn't it?
No, this was 4th of November 1982, Living on a Ceiling.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was 83, something like that.
No, it definitely was 82. And a new song that just got into the top 30 in the UK, John Cougar's Jack and Diane. Who remembers that one?
Yeah. I went to see John Cougar when he, about that time, yeah.
Yeah. And here's one.
Congress
The
Theatre.
Piranhas doing Zambezi.
Oh, yes.
And then we had a bit
Tom
of
Hart. Tom Hart was better.
Yeah.
Do you know that's a cover version?
Yeah. Then we had a bit of Cool in the Gang going, ooh la la, let's dance. Let's go dance. And number one, do you know what was number one on the 4th of November that week? Anyone want to take a guess?
No.
Wasn't Shut Up Your Face, was it?
No. Culture Club.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Was it,
Do you really?
you really want to hurt me, was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite fun. It was just random. You put the thing on, and I like watching old Top of the Pops, and that come up. I thought, well, that's ironic. We're doing 82 today, so I thought I'd give it a watch while I was having tea. Yeah, so who wants to show some records then? Have you got anything to show, Elliot? Because you always show some interesting stuff.
I do.
Yeah,
Whenever
yeah.
you want me to.
Off you go, Elliot.
Finger from Nick.
Iain, can you
Elliot's
do director for a minute? I need to look some stuff up.
Okay.
We've been asked to add something.
We'll let Elliot go first because he was first in the house tonight. So
All right.
it's you, Elliot.
Sure. I always enjoy these little ventures into a particular year. 1982. I was in my second senior year in college. You know, I was trying to get it through eventually. So since it's Ian's ranking the obscure, I've got a few, not all, but a few kind of obscure records I'll show from 1982. First one I'll show you is Claire Lynch, Breaking It. Look at what a beautiful young lady right there, Claire Lynch. And she was in a band prior to this called the Front Porch String Band with her brother and a couple other folks. Which was a bluegrass band. And this is not a bluegrass album. This is more just featuring her as a vocalist. It includes electric instruments and kind of a smooth, non-pop country album, I guess you'd say. Just a beautiful voice. And she hasn't done a lot over the years, but periodically she'll pop up with an album or, in this case now, a CD. She's done some gospel, some bluegrass, backing vocals on people's albums as well. But Claire Lynch, Breaking It, excellent, excellent album. Then I'll go to this album by the Bill Lyerly Band and on LSI Records, which is a small independent label. The album is called Prodigal Son. And this is the Bill Lyerly Band was a group that we in our area followed a lot. They were a major touring act in our area. And Bill has, he was with RCA Records for a couple of years, put out about 3 or 4 45s, nothing caught on. He was with RCA Nashville. Nothing really caught on. And as big record labels do sometimes, they reorganize and they dump artists and decide to feature artists and to downgrade artists. And he eventually, in a reorganization, kind of got dumped down to the bottom and ended up buying out his contract with RCA. And this album is mostly made up of the 45s that he did for RCA. He bought back the rights to those songs. He's written all but 2, and the 2 or all but 3. And the 3 songs that he didn't write that he does here: Prodigal Son, the Jaggers Richard song, Setting Me Up. This was 82, so around the same time Dire Straits came out with that, within a year or two, I guess. Setting Me Up, the Mark Knopfler song, and the Steve Earle song, Down on My Luck. Might be down on my luck, but I ain't got down to you. That's the Bill Lyerly band. And he is currently living in Spain. He moved to Spain about 15 or 20 years ago and divides his time in the U.S. and in Spain playing. He can make more money playing in Spain or playing in Europe based in Spain than he can coming back and just playing, the biker bars and the clubs and small clubs and things like that. Also from 82, the Blasters, and an interesting cover, don't you think? I've had this out since it came out, but I never noticed the 2 gold teeth at each end here. 2 gold teeth. And of course, the Blasters were a band out of LA, kind of a roots rock band. Phil and Dave Alvin make up 2/5 of the band, and kind of a rockabilly feel to it. Just some real fun stuff. Marie, I think, might have been, and I'm Shaking is on here. Some success. They were on Warner Brothers, and I'm going to say Slash Records and Warner Brothers. And y'all remember this band, the Fabulous Thunder? Yeah, great band. T-Bird Rhythm came out in 82. And of course, Jimmy Vaughn, who wouldn't you hate to be a musician and your brother was more well known than you, and every time they mention you, they mention you're the brother of so and so. So I'm not going to say that, although I just did. But Jimmy Vaughn on guitar, Kim Wilson vocals and harmonica, and really, really good. I saw this band in a club around this time, around 81 or 82. And then again, I saw them in a festival 10 years later or something. Still different lineup, a lot of different players in it by that time. But a really fun band out of Austin, Texas. And, I love my acoustic music. Norman Blake and the Rising Fawn Ensemble. And this is original underground music from the mysterious South. And it's, as you can see, all stringed instruments, as much like a classical ensemble as a bluegrass band. It's you take a bluegrass band here and a classical ensemble here, and when they meet somewhere, this is what you get. Norman Blake and his wife, Nancy Blake, and various musicians working with them. Funny little story I'll tell you about Norman Blake. He's still living. He's about 90 years old now. And unfortunately, his last few albums have only been put out digitally. He says he's retired. He's not going to do any more albums at this point. At 90, I think he's given us enough now if he doesn't want to do anymore. But, he never sold huge amounts of records. Most of his income, I'm sure, was driven by personal appearances. But he would always schedule an album. He had a deal worked out with this is on Rounder Records, independent record labels. and usually rounder. And he had it worked out. What those labels would do is they would give you X amount of dollars, and you go into the studio, you get who you want, and you come back with the tape, and then they'll release it as an album. So they would say, we can give you $15,000, to do this. You bring us an album in 3 months. He would time it so that he could he'd get the money up front, and he would cut costs as much as he could on the recording aspects of it, as far as, you get friends to come in and play with him, things like that. And his property taxes were due on January 1st for his land and his home, and his income taxes are due by April 15th each year. So he would always, in late fall, have it set up where he would get that money up front from the label, so he could come in and pay his property taxes and his income taxes that year, and be clear for the year. So he had it figured out. The last one I'll show you, because I know some of them in the peanut gallery are sick of seeing my face up here. I know I'm not the most popular person for a few of these people up here in the peanut gallery. Hey, everybody, I'm sorry. It's a problem, but here I am. Wynton Marsalis. He was 19 when he did this self-titled album for Columbia Records. And, Wynton's New Orleans-based musician from a very musical family, and a really fun jazz album. The liner notes are written by Stanley Crouch, and Stanley Crouch and Wynton Marsalis are kind of controversial figures in jazz, in that they, it's like two camps in jazz, or at least there was, as I understand it, about what defines what is jazz and that sort of thing. And when Ken Burns did his documentary on jazz, Wynton Marsalis and Stanley Crouch were major contributors that kind of molded the presentation of what jazz was. And so it highlighted certain artists and movements and kind of pushed to the wayside others. So Wynton Marsalis is somewhat controversial, but I understand now the young jazz musicians today pretty much just discard all that. They don't think one way or another about that. So they'll work with Wynton Marsalis, and they'll work with some of the older guys that might be in a different camp. But anyway, there's a mishmash of a few things from 1982 I thought I'd share with you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Elliot.
Elliot.
It's always great to have. We all show the old our stuff, and you always show something different. That's really interesting. Yeah. I really
was going to
enjoy
say that. Probably about 80% of those I didn't know, Elliot. But you mentioned Norman Blake, and back in the 80s and early 90s, Andy Kershaw used to be on Radio 1 late at night, and he used to champion people like Norman Blake and John Prine and Terry Allen. And I've got a fair few CDs by all of those guys. So it's nice to see them.
Yeah, that's great. I'm a kind of a completist when it comes to Norman Blake.
I'm not surprised. He's a brilliant guitar player, isn't he?
He sure is.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd surprise us in his golden years now, in his 90s, I think, late 80s. I wish he'd do one more album. One more. Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, hi, Andy.
There he is.
Sorry about that.
Well, let you off.
What kind of genre of music is the Fabulous Thunderbirds then, Elliot?
It's a blues rock.
I've heard the name, but I honestly wouldn't know what they sing. That was the only band I'd heard of.
There's some good stuff there. I shall be going. What I'll do, I'll watch this tomorrow, and everything that you've shown, Elliot, I will write down, and then I shall go and have a look. I do that. when I watch, if there's anything I want to listen or watch, or anything, I make a note, and that's where I get ideas from. Anyway,
Hey, Michael.
Hey, how's it going, Elliot?
Going well.
Good to see you.
yeah. Anyway, Michael, enjoyed your latest video.
Thank you.
I remember Tower Records in London like that. Have you seen it, Mike? Michael's
Yeah.
video?
I was going to say that there's something about Tower Records and these places. I can remember sort of Virgin Megastore, on Oxford Street.
Yeah.
There's something disconcerting about these places, and quite honestly, I'd rather go to these sort of little places like that shop you showed the week before at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Because there's more excitement to it. There's there's the thrill of the chase, isn't there? Rather than go to a great big sort of record warehouse where you can get just about anything.
Right. And I was at a very small independent store yesterday working on a new video, and the shop owners, we both agreed, when you go into an independent store, you can talk to the owner about the records that are on the shelves because they know the records on the shelves. When you go up to an employee at Tower, they're basically just going to point you in a direction to get you away from them as fast as possible, because if their manager keeps you talking to you for too long, they're going to get yelled at for fraternizing with the customers. So you can't really go to Tower and learn. You can only go to Tower and consume.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to show was just, look at how much they have. Look at you go through those racks and you pick one artist and they have copies from every country, right? And they have the new releases and the old releases. It's just it's jaw dropping. But
were they all new records, Michael? Were there
only one section was new? The new age was all new. Everything was mixed. So especially in the jazz, you could see original presses, and then you could see all the new reissues and the boutique publishers. That's a bit of an eye opener, right? Because you can tell by the hype stickers that it's new and it's a different publisher at a different angle, whether it's 180 gram or half speed remastered or this and that mixed in with the original presses. They import everything. They just I was really surprised. Because a lot of people have asked me, do you see, Mobile Fidelity there? Yes. Do you see Analog Productions there? Yes. Do I see people buying them? No. What I see is people are after original presses. They're after, the foreigners are there buying records with the OB, and the Japanese are there buying U.S. and American original press. It's really funny.
Right.
So I assume if you don't see an Obi strip on one of those records, then it hasn't got one.
Or
it's not necessarily Japanese.
A lot of times in the 60s and the 70s, Japanese kids would buy records with Obi and they'd rip it off because they wanted the record to look more Western. Now it's the Westerners who see the OB as an identifier, or a status symbol.
Yeah. But it's been like that for quite a long time. I can remember back in the sort of late 70s, early 80s that, Japanese imports, usually came at a premium, sometimes double the price of the UK presses.
Yeah.
They were something special, weren't they, Mike?
They were, yeah.
Yeah, there was that, but there was also the import duty coming from the Far East.
Yeah. And they pay it here too. On the Western stuff.
Insight.
The reason why there's so many old Western records here is that when the records came out and the Japanese were late to publish it themselves, or they didn't publish it at all, you can go to a Japanese national could go to a store and request that the store order the U.S. pressing or the UK pressing, and they'd order it, and the customer would get it. It was very easy to do. and that would explain why there's so many US and UK OGs in Japan.
That's a little compliment for you, Mike.
Thank you, Martin. Okay. Yeah.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it's
Intriguing, as they say. Anyway, who would like to show some more records?
Nice one, Jason. Yeah, definitely
Nice one,
High and
mate.
Dry,
I like
Japanese
that.
picture CD. That's a good one.
Well done. Excellent. Anyway, who would like to show some records next?
Oh.
We're all pointing. I think someone's been nominated.
They're all pointing.
no, come on, Nick. You were here first. You know.
No, you're right.
I thought
I've got one here. You might be showing. So I was intrigued. I'm interested to see.
I might be sorry. We'll see. Shall I go then?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Right.
There you
Okay.
go.
Right then, folks. Yeah, the start as usual was singles, but I must say I'm getting a bit fed up sort of picking these singles out. I find them much more difficult to find than the albums. You know, if you're going through and trying to find a year. But anyway, here we go. 1982. Let's start off with the Jam.
Ooh.
Pictures Bill Ever Had to Swallow. There we go.
That's a mouthful after a couple of sherbets.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And then another Jam.
Nice.
They are Beat Surrender.
Good track that is. I like that one.
Yeah, that's it. I think the album's a gift, wasn't it, that year? I think. Yeah.
Or was it Dig the New Breed?
Yeah. I can't
possibly 83.
remember. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
So I thought that was Gang of Four just by the telephone.
Well, that's right. You know, I always have to show something from Leeds, don't I? And there we go. Gang of Four, Call Me Up.
Great jacket.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a classic single, as Iain just said. You know, you knew it was Gang of Four.
You only showed that little bit of the corner, and we knew what it was.
Yeah. Then band that Nick's not too keen on. There you go, The Clash.
I don't mind the
As well.
singles. I don't mind the single. It's the albums I just can't get on with.
I know what you mean. When they started playing Silly Buggers, didn't they? You know, and they couldn't really decide what sort of band they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and here's a Robert Wyatt, Zeb. So it's Shipbuilding, and it comes in this sleeve.
I've only ever seen pictures of that. Obviously, I've never seen.
Yeah,
that's great. That looks fantastic.
it's the artwork is artist Stanley Spencer, and he did a series of paintings about sort of Clyde ship workers, dock workers, and so the single had about I think there's 5 or 6 different covers to this single. So there you go, Robert Wyatt and Shipbuilding. Of course, you know, Shipbuilding was all about the Falklands War. And then, of course, you know, something else always show apart from Leeds bands is Susie, isn't it? So there you go. So here's Fireworks.
I love that cover. I think it's a bit different, isn't it?
It is. It's nice. I mean, I think this is a single that of hers, or them, I should say, that was you know, got lost a little bit over the course of time. You don't hear many people talk about it, as is this, which is on the album, which I'll show in a minute, and that's Melt.
Oh, I like that picture. That's one thing about anything Susie and the Banshees. Any covers, they're always colourful and artful, and
they are, aren't they? They're really, really nice to you know, just to have them. I mean, quite often I buy singles because of the covers. And the final 7-inch single is XTP.
Yeah,
So
I've got that one.
I've got that one as well.
Yeah, there we go.
Good song.
It is, yeah. It's one of my favourites by them. So there's the thing. So I get on to the 12 inches now. So start off with 12-inch single, you know, the great Billy Mackenzie, Associates, Party Fears 2.
Wow.
I can't tell you how much I love this this record.
Who's the artist again?
Associates.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They were pretty big for a while in the UK, but you know, Mackenzie's voice is the sort of thing that I think you either love it or you hate it.
Mm.
It's a bit shrill, but I absolutely love this single. So there you go. That's that. And then let's get on to some punk. Here, Anti-Nowhere League. We are the League.
Do you know what? I forgot to pull that one out.
Did you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you might actually. Yeah. So you got, you know,
Oh,
there's
it doesn't matter.
Animal Winston, PJ, and who's the other one?
Oh, Magoo.
Oh, that's it, Magoo. Yeah, guitarist, isn't he? Yeah. Right, and then somebody who I wasn't into at the time at all, but I really love her now, and that's Kate Bush and The Dreaming. You know, I think this is her best album. It's a bit experimental. I think she was messing about with a Fairlight that was, you know, fairly sort of new technology at the time. And you know, it's not a commercial album at all, this, but I just think it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so that's all right. Oh no, not much on the image, just the lyrics. Then another one which I think you might show Nick. This is my battered copy of Strawberries.
Wow.
Yeah, The Mighty Damned.
It's a cracking album, Matt. I think it's the shape of things to come from the Damned.
Yeah, I think this was you know, possibly the best album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, but they did some brilliant stuff, didn't they? You know, I mean, they're pretty consistent. Are you going to show this one, Nick?
No.
All right.
I forgot.
You forgot. You forgot Madness. Yeah. So this is Rise and Fall, and it's got Our House on it, which I suppose is the biggest hit. So you got the title track, Rise and Fall. Tomorrow's Just Another Day, which I think is absolutely cracking. You know, Blue Skin Beast is all about the Tory party. Primrose Hill, that's another nice one. I think Madness are really good when they're kind of singing about their lives, really, aren't they? And I think Primrose Hill is one of those records. You know, what else is on here? Are You Coming With Me? And then of course there's the sort of sing along. Madness Is All in the Mind to finish it off. Right, here's the.
Dave Falk was wanting to know about strawberries. Does it have the sheet and does it still smell of strawberries?
It doesn't still smell of strawberries. I think it'd be a miracle if it did. You know, it's 40 years old. Yeah.
Was it a scratch and sniff then?
I think it was at the time. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, it doesn't actually say on here, but yeah. Anyway, anyway, my copy certainly doesn't smell strawberries. So here you go. Here's Susan's album from '82.
Wonderful.
Kiss in a Dream House, and like you say, sort of the covers are really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I do like her artwork.
You know, this is very much the Staff Klimt sort of fine, isn't it?
Right, put him back up. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, there's only one to go now, I think. Yeah, one more to go. And this is a reissue, but it's the Subhumans, The Day the Country Died. So there you go. This, caught the spirit of the age, really. Everyone was on the streets Martin. So you got Grant, Trotsky, Dick, and Bruce. Subhumans. There you go. So that's my 1982 for you folks. So you can make me smaller than that.
That's some
Well
great
done.
records there, as ever.
Well done.
Yes.
I've got a query for Nick. Nick, there's a message from Jimmy. Did you
Hello.
did you read his direct message the other day?
About reading a book.
No. Did you read it? I don't know. But basically, he hasn't heard back from you.
Oh, right. No, obviously I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
I'll have a
go,
look
Jimmy.
later.
Okay. Right. Who's next?
Oh no! Hello, everybody.
Go on, Michael.
It's Michael with some toddler now.
Yeah.
Now, before
Okay,
Michael
folks.
goes,
Hello,
somebody,
Richie. Can you make a lot
got
of
him.
noise there?
Yeah,
Make a
Richie,
lot
are
of
you
noise.
chewing your plastic
Oh,
bag?
Richie.
I'm picking the plastic off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right,
You're picking the plastic
You
up
can
for
mute
what?
yourself while you do that.
I'm
Off
gonna
the
put
records.
me at the bottom and put our
Zed?
guests at the top. The
Can
host-
anybody hear me, actually?
yes,
Yes.
we can. Yes,
Yeah, we can hear
you.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry.
Good evening.
Okay, let's get Michael over with. Let's get it out of the way.
Oh God,
That didn't sound very
to the
nice.
worst. Could you make me like El Bueno?
Yes,
Mucho-
I'm just coming around to you.
Mucho
There you
Gigo?
go.
Okay. This is the Au Pair's second album. And I'm so glad that Mike didn't show it because this is a very special record. It is their best. It's very different than the first one. And
Yeah.
during the making of this record, the singer, the leader, Leslie Woods, she done disappeared. And she didn't disappear for like weeks. She disappeared for months. And the band
Yeah.
was kaput. I don't even think they toured this record. And to this day, she's a barrister in London, I think she's in London. She will not participate at all in any kind of get together of the Au Pairs, any documentary, nothing. I don't know why. It's really a shame. This is, if you haven't heard this record, I've covered it a lot. You know, they did this call and response between her and Paul Fode that's kind of reminiscent of what Bobby Whitlock and Eric Clapton does when one sings and the other responds. And, it's new wave, and I can't really describe it any more than that because, words aren't really
Yeah, it's a good record, Michael.
Mhm.
Orange Juice. I bought this for the cover. I'll admit it. I didn't know shit about them. And it's a great, great record. What's the name? What's the leader of the band? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll tell you.
No, I don't think it was Jesus.
He had singles in his own right.
I'll look at the credits.
I'll tell you.
Edwin
I know his
Collins.
name, but I can't remember.
Edwin
Collins.
Edwin Collins, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Every song is great on this record. Falling and Laughing.
Edwin Collins, not Jesus.
Love. Oh man.
I was saying that like
L-O-V-E.
Jesus.
Love is just amazing. Orange Juice. And look at that cover. Isn't that nice? Flipper.
You
In
don't
honor
deserve
of our
that,
new
Phil.
friend, William. Look. Get it? Dolphin Flipper? No. Okay.
I've swam with dolphins. They are wonderful creatures.
Oh, Ian, you've done everything. I mean,
Great-
you've swum with
Great
dolphins.
information.
I mean,
Making the rest
hey,
of us feel
Stevie,
bad, Ian.
have you ever swum with dolphins?
I've been to New Zealand. I've been on an excursion with dolphins in a boat.
Wow.
So and I knew
Wow.
who Edwin Collins was. So
Wow, you good. You're sharp and you're quick.
yeah, get on with it.
Okay. Japan, Night Porter, Methods of Dance. Do you know
sure
this?
that's
Anybody?
82?
Huh?
Sure that's 82?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, don't look it up right now. Pig Bag, Dr.
yes.
Heckle and Mr. Jive. Lots of horns, jumping,
Yeah.
jiving. Weird cover. It's like,
You're
what
lucky.
is this?
82.
They're like noses, but their noses that look like what? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here's one that's more poppy and popular. Squeeze. Every
Oh,
song
yeah.
on this is great. Right? Out of Touch, Point of View, great record. Don't listen to it that much anymore. Great record.
It's a bit trendy for you, Michael.
It is a bit trendy for me. What's not trendy for me is, and our good friend from the southern states of the United States might know Alberta Hunter. Elliot, you know Alberta? Elliot? No.
You there, Elliot?
No,
Alberta
he's not there
Hunter,
at the moment.
blues singer, chanteuse, got started in the U.S. early, went to Europe, stayed in Europe for decades, quit singing. That's Vinyl Richie. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. You play with dolls. Alberta Hunter, I've had enough. The song, I've included that in my video. Artists who get the boot. Okay, I'm almost done. San Francisco's own Romeo Void. It is one of the greatest saxophone players, Benjamin Bossi from the San Francisco Art Institute. And they only had a couple of records, and so I can tell you, almost done. I'm only showing this for the OB and for my friend Nick, because he might show it. Dexy's their first record. I mean, there are other songs on here that are better than Come On Eileen, like Old and Plan B, and I'll show you. I hate the cover of this record. Don't Stand Me Down, I much prefer, and Young Soul Rebels do better, but that's neither here nor there. Anybody show this? ABC, Lexicon of Love, great record.
Oh.
Classic.
Not yet.
Classic.
Yeah. But have you got the 12
and
inches?
last up, and most important, their best record,
No way.
Utopia. Okay, and this has got One
I
World.
I told you.
And
I warned you.
For Stevie's benefit, I'd like to recite some of the lyrics of this song. Okay.
Can we just talk about the cover first?
Yes.
The burning of when Lennon said that the Beatles were bigger than Christ. This is the burning of the Beatles record. That's what a sad chip on the shoulder, Todd Rundgren mentality. Actually put that on a cover, folks. How sad is that? Just my opinion.
Politicians and dictators and the guys with the dough. They think they run the world, but they just don't know. Because down here on the street, we got it under control. From Berlin to San Francisco, from New York to Tokyo, one world.
Wow, that's profound. That is so profound.
That's such a rip-off of John Lennon. And a bad one.
So who are Utopia then?
Exactly.
Utopia is a band that Todd Rundgren put together with musicians that he worked with. And they recorded under that name, Utopia. They must have had like 7 or 8 records. And, they'd have each record is typical. A few good tracks and the rest is shit.
And Michael's got them all.
I don't have them all. But I like to
Did
show
they ever do
because
anything without Todd Rundgren? Was Todd Rundgren always in Utopia?
Yes.
It was his band, wasn't it?
His band.
But he did other stuff not with Utopia.
Oh, yeah, as a solo
Rundgren.
artist. Yeah. Wrote his own records and produced.
I've got several Todd Rundgren records at the little vintage shop where I have a table.
Yeah.
Can't sell one of them. Can't sell one. Nobody wants
Really?
That's priceless, Stevie. That's a great.
But now I can say that about a lot of artists. So it might also be your favorite artist too, folks.
If Marius is watching, can you just put that in a short?
For someone that doesn't like Todd, you know a lot about him, Stevie. Do you know?
Well, no, this feud with John Lennon. It's more from a John Lennon angle, you know. Anyway,
Anyway,
another good.
I've got 12.
12, blimey!
go for it.
Blimey.
Go for it.
Go
that
for it.
case.
I would have had 15 had I remembered half of them.
Make him big.
So I'll go through these as quick as I can.
Oh, somebody's showing the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
I
live.
thought that came out in 81.
It might have done over in America.
Can we please stop with the technical fouls, please?
I've got here released 1982. This is a Greek pressing.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Not a bad album actually. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
someone mentioned that.
Yeah, we got that.
Fantastic album.
Great album, innit?
Who's that?
Alison Moyet, what a voice.
Yazoo. I think they're called
Yeah.
something different in America.
Yaz.
Yaz, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
They were still going in 82, huh?
Oh, yeah.
This reads like a hits album. You got Reap the Wild Wind, Him, Visions in Blue, We Came to Dance. Great album.
Yeah. Beautiful cover.
Oh, there's one for you.
Oh,
Played on stage. Hey.
hey, I don't know that one, Nick. So what's on it, and where was it? Where was it recorded?
Well, you've got on here, We'll Bring the House Down, A Night to Remember, Goodbye to Jane, Mama, We're All Crazy Now, You'll Never Walk Alone, Lock Up My Daughters, Every Day, Take Me Back Home, When I'm Dancing, I Ain't Fighting, Rock and Roll Preacher.
Newcastle City
can't-
Hall.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't see
Newcastle
anything on the actual sleeve. It tells me.
Moving along.
18th of December 1981, Newcastle City Hall.
All right.
Yeah, released in '82.
Yeah.
RCA Records.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Another repeat.
And I've had a good sniff.
Yeah.
Wow.
It has got the insert with it, and there is a slight smell of fruitiness.
This is more your private life now, Nick.
But
Hang on.
there's slightly more mustiness than there is fruitiness.
What you do in the privacy of your own home is your
Well,
own
this
business.
is it. Yeah,
A
we all have our
musty
foibles.
fruit.
Yeah. I'm giving mine a sniff as you speak.
Oh, yeah.
New thread,
You can see
sniffing
what I
records.
see backstage. It's
Yeah.
not for broadcasting anyway.
Damned live at Shepperton.
How does that sound?
Good stuff.
That's a 1980 concert, but
Yeah,
they
I've
never
seen the
released it
record.
till '82. It's okay as far as live albums go. I wouldn't say it's brilliant. I mean, I do like the Damned, but I wouldn't say this is their best. I've heard other live stuff by them, which is better. It's a bit more stripped back and raw. That one.
Hey.
Warrior Rock, Tour on tour.
Yeah. Yeah, we like a bit of tour, don't we?
And I think that's done over 2 nights. At the this album was recorded on July 17th and the 18th, 1982, at the Hammersmith Odeon.
Oh, the legendary Hammy Odeon.
Yeah. Of course, I love Toya. What a woman. What a bit of crumpet.
A bit of crumpet.
Good evening, Toya, if you're watching.
Yeah. Robert Fripp,
Sure she
you
won't.
bastard. The Changeling, Toyah,
That's a good album.
contains my favourite all-time Toyah tune, Brave New World.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's a great track.
And that one came with a free songbook. They released a load of her albums, came with free songbooks. And you can play your guitars and whatever along to them and whatever you want. And there's various tour pictures and all that malarkey in here and all. I've never seen another one for sale.
No, that's
But you
good.
never know. I might see one on Saturday. Gary Newman, I Assassin.
Yeah. I didn't
Top
know you
song
like
on-
Gary Newman, Nick.
Yeah, well, I love Gary Newman. I've got loads
Do you
of his
really?
stuff.
Do
Yeah.
you? All right.
Department of
I never
Language.
knew. You never mention him.
No. Have I shown you my collection of cards?
No. It's all right.
You opened a can of
Top-
worms there.
Top track on here, Music for Chameleons.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree.
And this
with you.
one came. It's got a merch sheet, and there's a promotional photo of Gary Newman as well, black and white photo.
Oh,
Wow.
Beat special beat service. Top track on here is Save It for Later. Love the beats. What's that?
I bet Nick watched Teletubbies just for Toyah's voice.
Who told you about the Teletubbies? Bad Manners, Forging Ahead.
oh, I've known that album for years.
That's
Yeah.
don't see that
Top
often.
tune on here is one that describes me down to a T. Got no brains. Samson and Delilah, that's a great reggae tune. That's on here as well. They're great band, Bad Manners. I saw them in the heyday back in '85. If the Four Tops is my second best favourite American band, then this lot are my all-time favourite American band.
Tum Tum.
Yes.
B-52s.
Yeah, Mesopotamia. Everybody should make a little room in their hearts for the B-52s.
Oh,
Yeah.
One of those bands,
Nick, I'm ranking them in April.
good for you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm ranking the albums in April. So there you go.
That
Yeah.
one to be near the bottom.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, what would you call it? Is it an album or is it an EP? Because it's
an
pretty
EP.
short, isn't it?
It's an EP.
Yeah.
But it's
okay.
quite a long EP though, isn't it? Or a short album.
Short album, or, yeah, either a short album or a long EP.
Yeah. Long shorts or short longs.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned it earlier. Edwyn Collins.
Oh yeah.
Good like you.
There you go.
very
Yeah.
good.
Well done.
That's
It's
more.
nice to see Toyah.
Yeah. Oh, you got to get
Well done, Nick.
got to get a bit of Toyah in there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are watching Toyah,
And there you go. Especially for Mike.
Oh yeah. Thanks for that, Nick. I've not seen that cover for. Oh, I don't
at
know.
least a week.
24
Yeah.
hours.
Well, it's funny you should you should have mentioned it, mate. I've
You got a
got
load of those, don't you?
I have, yes.
Oh,
Don't start him.
Have I showed you them?
We don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what's
remember
the
you showing them on a video.
Yeah.
You took
There you
half
go,
an hour
that's it.
last week.
I believe
Right.
we should welcome Vinyl Richie to the
Yes, we do.
live.
This is
Oh,
your-
absolutely, yeah. Hi,
Sure.
Richie.
It's lovely to have you here.
Nothing else better to do, Richie?
No, I had to come up because Elliot's here. You know, I had no idea they were still making banjo music in 1982. You know?
They'll never quit. They'll never stop.
We're still making banjos.
Now I got a joke for Elliot.
Oh,
Yeah.
no time from Vinyl Richie.
A pessimist would call this a half empty. An optimist would say it's half full. A liberal would say it's half racist. If you know
Okay.
the U.S. media, you would get that.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick.
Anyway, who would like to show some records next?
So,
I've
Well,
got
it's a-
loads.
so
I
I thought it was supposed to be
Vinyl
10.
Richie?
So who should we let our new guest go first? I think because he's.
I think we should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's
I think
that?
we should.
Welcome to your
You.
first showing of records on the live stream. It's over to you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Okay, I got 10 records and one. I decided I'm going to pull one comp, and that is Flex Your Head on Discord Records. The Washington D.C. This does not kind of show what the record sounds like. I think this probably illustrates it a little better.
Oh, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Great record. We got the Gap Band.
Ooh.
4.
Crikey, haven't heard them in a long time.
Wow, yeah.
I love
You dropped the bomb on me.
Yeah. Oh,
Judas
now
Priest.
you're talking.
Yeah. Somebody
Screaming
would
for
show that.
Vengeance. I saw them on this tour, and man, they were a good live band, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Got the Dream Syndicate,
Ooh.
LA
Oh,
band.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
This is the much better stuff than
the
your
best
videos.
album, I would say the best album from 1982 is The Descendants. Milo Goes to College. Just a fantastic, well-written songs. I could pick any of these songs and read the lyrics, and it'd blow away that one that the Rice guy read.
Any day.
We got Misfits, Walk Among Us. Just a great. I think they're a great punk band, but they write songs kind of like the Beach Boys. I mean, they're just well crafted pop songs, but with a bunch of distorted guitars. And I have a bootleg of that with alternative Walk Among Us alternative takes.
And a logo lifted from the Cramps.
This is
Yeah,
true.
actually, the Misfits. Yeah, I guess it is kind of the same, isn't it? I never thought about that. We got the Gun Club, Miami,
I
their
love the
second
Gun
album.
Club. Yes.
This is a good
Fabulous.
album.
I didn't know
This
that
album-
band was that old.
The True Sounds of Liberty, or TSOL. This is their third album, I think. It's kind of more keyboard driven. We got the Dead Kennedys, Plastic Surgery, Disasters. This is a really good. The thing with this album, side one kind of starts probably the weakest songs are the beginning, the first two songs on side one, and then after that, man, it really goes. And it ends with Moon Over Marin. Just a fantastic song. Even Elliot would like that one. And I'm gonna finish it with Fear the Record. Fantastic LA punk band, just great. And for Elliot, the Blasters, they were from Downey, California, a suburb of LA, and that's where I lived at the time in '82. And they used to shop at the same record store I would shop at. Same as Metallica used to shop at that same record store.
Wow.
But yeah, that's it for '82.
Well done.
Can I add a piece of useless trivia to what what Richie showed?
Please do.
Yeah, the Gap Band. He showed the Gap Band album. The Gap Band was from Tulsa,
Right.
Oklahoma, and their the name, the band name Gap, was actually G.A.P. originally. They dropped all that later, but it stood for the area of Tulsa where they lived, the borders of within the borders of Greenwood, Austin, and Pine Streets, in which would be the black section of Tulsa, where a lot of great clubs were located, and those were Gap Band were mainly two or three brothers and their friends that made up that band.
Yeah, I didn't know that about the name.
Good, because Richie showed the Gap Band, we've decided to add the Gap Band to the laundry list. 15 studio albums.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. I like them sort.
Yeah. So they were never really that big, were they, in the UK?
No.
I can only remember the single, Oop Upside Your Head. And that's about it, really.
And doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, when you all sat on the floor in a disco, yeah I know. Bloody hell, very much.
Do it now.
No, I wouldn't want to. I didn't want to do it then.
I never did it, just for the record.
Okay.
That and Big
Next up,
Fun
the guy with the hat.
in 86.
Anyway,
All right, you ready, Stevie?
Oh yeah, okay, right, okay, yeah, okay, okay. So I've got some very general things to illustrate the 80s for the youngsters who don't know about vinyl records. I've got things that you have. I've got lots of indie things, some 80s, very 80s classics, but I've also got some things that nobody else in the VC will have. Okay,
How many records are we talking about here? How many records?
I'm gonna go very fast, Michael. Very fast, so no interruptions. Thank you. Okay, so we start off very general. So very big in the charts: Roxy Music, Avalon.
Yes.
Also, John Lennon collection. So we'll have a bit of John Lennon. Shock the Monkey was a good single off this, which I liked very much. That's Peter Gabriel. There's the track listing on there. English Settlement, XTC. And Love My Way, Psychedelic Furs. I'm surprised nobody showed this one yet.
Nobody's done that.
This one is for Iain. This one is for you. I liked this album very much when it came out. So that's Jean-Michel Jarre, The Concerts in China.
I wondered if someone would show it.
Yeah, so I hooked that out for you.
Thank you very much. It's a great album. I love Overture on that.
So that's very general things that were very, very big at the time. I've gone 80s.
Jason,
now.
You got it right the first time.
Minky.
Yes.
Mint copy of Duran Duran's Rio. So this was a sort of a classic album in the charts.
My favorite album by Duran Duran.
Michael showed ABC, but if you're a real fan, you'd have the 12 inches. So that's a 12-inch of Poison Arrow. You'd also have the 12-inch of The Look of Love by ABC. Fantastic Day, Haircut 100. So for me, this is really where the 80s start in the sort of UK 80s. So you got Haircut 100, Nobody's Fool. This one is for Stephen Schnee. Wonderful album, Altered Images, Pinky Blue. He recently reviewed this on his LP.
He did, yes.
They're really good. The first stuff from Altered Images are really good, and see those eyes. If you're a real fan, you'd have that 12-inch as well. Also, 82. Human League, the kind of alternative dare is Love and Dancing, which is the Human League Unlimited Orchestra, which is like a dance, very good dance, early dance LP, doing the Human League stuff.
Yeah, I've got that. It's a very good album.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, it's very overlooked as well. Nick showed that, but I got that out for Nick as well. And similarly, Don't Go remixed.
Yeah.
That was also in the similar fame. Totally out of order is Lexicon of Love. I thought somebody would show that. One of my favorite all-time tracks, Soft Cell, is Say Hello, Wave Goodbye.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely wonderful. I think it's the clarinet in this is just absolutely stonkingly brilliant. Go and listen to the 12-inch of that. Also, the electro bands are all starting, and we've got See You by Depeche Mode. So,
Hey, Jimmy, someone show some Depeche Mode.
yeah. Ice House.
Hard.
Ice House. So yeah, that surprised you. So that's Ice House by Ice House. I also included this. Now I know this is 83, but this is Ice House Love Emotion. Just wait. Like Love Emotion. The album has been released previously as Primitive. So this is 1982 Primitive. So this was released as Love Emotion. And that's the one that's got Hey Little Girl on it. Hey Little Girl. I haven't got the first LP by Talk Talk, but I have got the first single by Talk Talk. So that's my sort of 80s angle. Now on to some more sexy stuff. So this is something here for Andy Gladwin. This is Teardrop Explodes, and this is a promo copy 12-inch of Tiny Children. I don't know if you can see that. And Rachel's got a steamboat. So nobody else in the VC, I think, will have that. This one's for Mike. Story of the Blues.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
I think also you'll quite like this one as well. This was the single Uncertain Smile by the.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. I believe the LP came out the next year. So also we have starting Tears for Fears with their first Pale Shelter. That's the 12-inch for Tears for Fears.
Great song, that is. Cracking
Absolutely.
song.
Right. Here's one that was just so mistakenly shown last week. Mistakenly, I noticed he didn't show it again. But
Classic.
it has the date on the back there. So
Yeah. Who could possibly have made that mistake? Eh?
that was so. But if you're a real fan, you would have New Order's 12-inch of Temptation. And with the wonderful Peter Saville. A bit of Factory, sticking with Factory, we have The Wakes first. This isn't a very good, it's like The Wake trying to copy Joy Division and not making a very good job of it, but people don't show that. Then a seminal starter album for the Cocteau Twins, and that was Garland. Surprised you didn't show this, Mike.
I was going to, but I thought you were going to, so I didn't.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I knew you would show this.
Yeah. Well, I had to, didn't I?
But I had to include that. And just on that note, while you were talking, I got this out. So.
Yes, I brought that this week, Stevie. Yeah, Mike does that as well.
I just thought I'd rub it in. But there was only really one album that was, head and shoulders above everything else in 1982. And I've got the Abbey Road Half Speed, which I bought in the discount bin from a record store day a couple of record store days ago. So I've also. Shall I carry on with some singles, or do you want me to start?
Let me get some coffee.
No, go on.
Temptation 7-inch. That's for Jimmy Barnes. Any real fan, New Order fan, would have the 7-inch and the 12-inch. This is in my header. This is Back of Love, Echo and the Bunnymen. And Teardrop Explodes again for Andy Gladwin. That's the sort of the gatefold 7-inch of Tiny Children. This next record, nobody in the VC has ever shown. It is one of my favorite all-time bands. It's the Chameleons in Shreds. And Less Than Human. Look that up on Discogs and see how much that is worth. It's and I'm doing my singles videos at the moment. I have an apology to make to Michael, actually. Michael, last week I showed something, but it was 1982, not 1981, and that's Bow Wow Wow's Go Old in the Country. Silence. He's gone
Thank you for the clarification.
Right, okay. The Jam, Beat Surrender. Flock of Seagulls, Wishing. So we got Soft Cell, 7-inch. Soft Cell, What? Visage, The Damned Don't Cry, Midger, No Regrets. Also
I've got
Yazoo, The Other Side. Heaven 17, Temptation. This was mentioned earlier. It is 1982. It is Living on the Ceiling, Bemange. We've also got Pale Shelter, the 7-inch, and Tears for Fears Change, and Tears for Fears Mad World, the breakthrough. Michael, have you got this? I second that emotion. Japan?
I do not.
No, you
I
don't.
do.
I'm so impressed that you have it.
Cantonese Boy, the EP? No.
Yeah.
By
Look
Japan.
at that.
The Meaning of Love.
Ah,
Depeche Mode. And the 7-inch as well for Mike. Story of the Blues. And no wonder they went under. I mean, just look at the terrible typeface of this. The Clash. I'll finish with the Clash. Rock the Cows By. You can't even read that. So
no.
anyway, so that's going to be on the thumbnail. Thank you very much.
Yes.
1982.
Yeah,
Wonderful stuff as ever. Thank you very much, Stevie.
good stuff, Stevie. Yeah,
One thing that
Anyway.
strikes me is how much of the U.S. charts were full of British bands that we're seeing here in '82.
Yeah.
Human League and Tears for Fears and Duran Duran and all those bands. I think all
Tears
of
for
them
Fears
did.
are very sought after now, aren't they, Elliot?
Yeah, all of them did the music videos, I believe, and they were all over. Now,
yeah.
Richie or Michael might disagree with me, but I wonder what the percentage of British acts were in the top 40 in the U.S. I think it would be pretty high with all those bands that we've been seeing today.
Yeah.
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 Come over and bring you some good music.
Yeah, I mean, I think about that time. You know, there was a lot of sort of pop music in the UK that was worth listening to. There was that kind of crossover, wasn't there, between, you know, proper music and, you know, it was pushing the more sort of manufactured stuff out of the way for a little while.
Yes, you certainly
Yeah.
are. Anyway, the hostess with the mostess has got some to show, as usual.
Okay.
So, Mr.
Oh, you
Producer,
changing gender now? Oh, right. Okay. No, you know, nobody has come up with the correct answer to your subtitle. What
no,
language
we'll
it
get
is?
to that. So,
Portuguese.
Anyway,
right.
up you go.
So I'm going to start off. They're sort of in families this week. We're going to start off with a great live album, a 3 sides live by Genesis.
Mhm.
Got my favourite version of In the Cage on there that Phil sang, and the Colony of the Slippermen. Great album. Great picture.
Wow.
Love that album. Stevie's already shown this,
I
but
thought you showed that.
bit of Peter Gabriel 4. I love Rhythm of the Heat. I love that with the didgeridoos. Fab little album. Also, from the Genesis camp, Phil released his second album. Hello, I must be going. It's got You Can't Hurry Love on it. I Don't Care Anymore. Like China, some great tracks on there. Some great pictures of when they were recording it. Then we moved back to Deep Purple. Even though Deep Purple had been split up for many years, they released a live album from the very first tour with David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes, recorded at Kilburn High Road, of all places. It's got a great version of Burn on there, and Mistreated is cool on there as well. It's a really good album, very heavy. Sticking with the Deep Purple family, Mr. Gillan released another album, and there's a member of who now plays in Iron Maiden on here, Janet Gears, plays guitar on this. This has got What's the Matter, Bluesy Bluesy, and a great version of Living for the City. There's Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Absolutely brilliant.
All right. I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Coverdale and fans made Saints and Sinners, and this has got the only and the best version of Here I Go Again. None of that nonsense rubbish that they put on keyboards and all that nonsense back in '87. And this has got some great songs on here. Rough and Ready's on here. Love and Affection, great album. To top it off, Richie Blackmore brought out an album, Rainbow, Straight Between the Eyes. Death Alley Driver's on here, Stone Cold. Absolutely killer album. I didn't show it last week, but I had to show Sky and Sky 4. Album.
$2.99.
No, I paid the proper price when it came out, which was $4.99.
Oh,
one of my favourite guitarists brought a great album out. Gary Moore's Corridors of Power. Don't Take Me for a Loser. You're Always Gonna Love Me's on here. Rocking Every Night. Brilliant album. Steve Miller released an album in 1982. Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great
Yeah.
album. Great
Title
album.
track was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it keeps me wandering. Abracadabra. No, I don't think this one came out in this year. I think I picked this up by mistake. Let's have a look.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, that's next week's. Now, this one is specially for Richard McCook and James Griffiths.
We'll be watching on catch up.
Hey.
Somebody was going to do it. Someone was.
It's got Under Pressure on it, which is saving grace. But
Yeah, only
not-
one good song on that record, right?
Yeah, it's the only one. And I know Richard loves this album, and I know James and the 6-inch pianist do, but I don't. But I've got it, and I will never get rid of it because it's a Queen album. I brought this next album because I like the cover.
Hey, isn't that Under Pressure?
Yes.
Isn't that the song they ripped off from Vanilla Ice?
No, it's vice versa.
The other way around.
yeah, sort of.
I brought this on that cover.
Yes,
Right,
Asia,
from Roger
yeah.
Dean, the debut Asian from Asia. And then when I found out who was playing on it, I got more excited.
Was their second LP Supermarkets?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, get it?
Oh, we got it.
Oh,
We're
I'd
still
like to
playing catch
apologise for that joke.
Mark Oldfield brought an album out. Five
up.
Miles Out. I love that bit in the middle. And also, I brought these two on the same day. I brought the single, which has got a live version of Punkadiddle on it. That's why I brought that. The Mighty IMA, then we're back out doing stuff. Bruce's first album, and the glorious Number of the Beast.
The Beast.
This is an original copy. This was brought back in 1982 with my pocket money. Right, picture the band on the back.
Did they have a follow-up? Was it 668, The Neighbour of the Beast? Sorry. I apologise for that joke as well. I'm sorry.
Okay, and this
I'll
is
speak
where I
quiet.
get rather excited because it'll be the first of many, many weeks of showing my beloved Marillion.
Oh.
And they released their very first single, Market Square Heroes, but we didn't buy it for that. We brought it for the B-side. And the magnificent Grendel.
Wow.
Yeah. Good old Derek. Only 10 years behind the time, weren't they?
Yeah, Supper's Nearly Ready, as its other title. But it's absolutely brilliant. And then I've got a single, which is very,
Yeah,
very
it's
rare.
his stuff is in the fridge.
Yeah, very, very rare single.
Here we go. I've seen
When
this
the
before.
Tigers broke free.
The only Pink Floyd shown tonight.
No, I did
Yeah.
show the movie.
And still no
No.
Cure shown.
No, so all mine's on DVD. See, on iPod, my Cure. And this has got. This was going to be on the final cut because it says so on here, but it's not. So that's all for me. So more Marillion next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Well done, Ian. All I can say, mate, is that we need to get some punk into your collection on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
And I want a bit more.
Ian, I thought of one I didn't show that was really a highlight from '82. Warren Zevon's The Envoy.
Oh, I love Warren Zevon.
Oh yeah.
I thought Michael had that.
No, I only have two. I did pick up a Warren Zevon this week.
But it's
Bad
got
Luck
the Envoy.
Speaking Dancing School.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
200 yen.
This one's got the Hula Hula Girls on it, and of course the Envoy, and Let Nothing Come Between Us. Some really snarky, witty lyricism.
Yeah,
I guess you'd say.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he? I've got loads of his CDs, but the only thing of his I've got on vinyl is a Record Store Day single of Werewolves of London.
Yeah.
What was all that about?
What?
Werewolves of London.
Yeah, it was a song that should have been on the film. It should have been in the soundtrack of the film Werewolves of London, if anyone had any sense, but it wasn't.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a great record. I mean, it shows his
it's different.
His skill with lyrics. I think it's great. I love that record.
And it was originally written when the Everly Brothers said, "Write us something to start a dance craze."
Oh, right.
The dance craze could do the Werewolves of London, I guess it was, and of course,
I didn't know.
It didn't evolve into a dance craze song, but Warren Zevon used to be the music director for the Everly Brothers when they toured.
All right. Right.
Yeah. There's one thing I will be looking for on Saturday, and I've set limits how much I'll pay for it, but I want the cost of living EP.
Ooh.
I had it. He's going to show it. He's going to just make me.
No, I was just going to have a look on Discog to see what it's going for.
Yeah. Well, I had it. My friend's sister put it on a cassette for me, and that and then when I wanted to buy it, it disappeared out of the earth. And now I've sort of put it together on Spotify as a playlist. I've managed to put it together, but I want the real thing, But that is one that I do want. Johan's just got Crocus, Once Vice at a Time. Yeah, that's a great album.
How do you know? You've seen a couple of Susie Sue Banshees albums. How do they compare to a Kaleidoscope?
It depends what sort of mood you're in, really.
I've got Kaleidoscope. I've never heard any other Susie album.
Well, I mean, the one I showed earlier, "Kiss in the Dream House," is a pretty good one. If you want to go there, yeah. Join Hands, which was is it the third or the fourth album. That's a great one.
I like Juju.
It's a bad album.
Juju, yeah. Juju was that was the album before Kiss in the Dream House. Yeah, I mean that's a fantastic album. Yeah. We talked about that last week, didn't we, folks? And yeah. So I tell you what, Nick, if you go for any of the first 5 albums, you won't be disappointed.
So the only one you've heard is Kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought she was big over there with the punk crowd in the 77.
Well, 1977, really. Yeah. I mean, there was a thing, Richie, that I don't know whether it was a set-up job or not. Probably was, but apparently, after she was, played on Radio 1 by John Peel and Susie and the Banshees were unsigned, loads of graffiti started turning up outside record companies in London, saying "Sign Susie and the Banshees," but they said it was some disgruntled fan, but I reckon it was their management.
Could have been.
But you know, ended up getting a Polydor contract, you know, and that was pretty good.
The first album, it's The Scream. Is that what the name? I like that
Yeah,
one too.
yeah, that's the first one. Yeah, that's a good album.
More punky, The Scream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as they evolve, they're a very unique band in that they genuinely evolve for the better, despite having changes of one member.
Yeah,
They're a really good bass, singer, drum unit. Although it's
exactly. And then of course you get the Creatures as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with you. The first 5, you can't go wrong.
For me, when bands mature, that's usually a bad sign. I kind of like the immature.
I mean, creativity. The creativity gets more kind of almost refined, if you know what I mean.
Like Peekaboo.
I would say after.
Yeah,
I think that's true for rock and roll.
I'm kind of with you on that one, Richie. But yeah, a lot of bands kind of outstay their welcome, don't they?
Yeah, maybe all of them.
The Rolling Stones?
Definitely.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They should have stopped at Goat's Head Soup.
Go on, you carry on.
Yeah, I went to the record fair on Sunday at Sixfields at Northampton Football Club, and I did buy a couple of Quo albums, which I won't bore you with, but I did buy this 12-inch.
I'll make him big. I can't see it.
Okay, I'll make myself big because
he's gone.
Oh, he is there. Sorry.
There you go. Sparks.
Oh, Sparks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And
oh,
see,
coloured, is that? Oh, lovely.
Yeah, brought that. I have this on cassette because most of my youth is on cassette. I finally got Saxon's the great heavy metal album Wheels of Steel. And the week before I brought in
is it true that Spinal Tap, the movie was actually inspired by Saxon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of Saxon, Uriah Heep and Deep Purple.
Yeah.
And the week before I went to that antique shop and I picked up Night Owl, and this week I brought up 1980s Snakes and Ladders by Jerry Rafferty, which has got no big hits on it, but it's a great album. It's got the Royal Mile on, which is great, and the Garden of England are great songs. So I was quite happy.
Okay. Baker Street's been done to death, hasn't it?
Yeah, that was on City to City, which is a great album. Yeah. I haven't got that on album, but
that was a huge hit here in the US.
I think Get It Right Next Time's a lot better than that, to be honest.
Yeah, and I like Night Owl as well, the title track from Night Owl.
Who would Rafferty been in? What band had he been in before?
Steelers Wheel.
Steelers Wheel, okay.
Yeah. Or someone else wanting to come.
Hey, since this is a UK a stream, I showed this Fabulous Thunderbirds album. There is a UK connection with this. Take a wild guess who produced this album. I've shown this artist before here.
Oh,
George Martin?
No.
Steve Lillywhite.
Now think rootsy music, pub rock.
Dave Edmunds.
Dave Edmunds.
Close. Nick Lowe. Nick Lowe did it.
Yeah.
This is Nick Lowe production.
Yeah. Anyway, making his triumphant return after he's been watching from the site, from the gallery because of his work commitments. But welcome back, Ramon. Welcome back.
Ramon, bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour. Yes, sorry. I have a difficult situation at work currently, so I had to do some overtime. So I missed the past 2 sessions. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's great to have you back. You're always.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, have you got something to show us? Because you always do.
Sure. I have
Okay,
some
so let's
stuff.
make it.
Gotta find
Pretty
him.
sure,
There he is.
pretty sure most of the records have already been
Oh.
shown, but you know, I had to take that one, my
Oh,
favorite.
it ticks all the boxes,
really.
doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a very interesting. First, I thought that I bought a UK press because everything, you know, that famous notice. So I thought it was a UK press, but when I took a closer look at the label, I found out that this was a Irish press. I don't know if you can see. Yeah.
Oh,
So made in
There you go.
made in Ireland.
the number of the beast.
Number of
Sex.
yeah.
The priest doesn't like us saying that.
Yeah, it is ABBA's Frida solo album. Phil Collins does an amazing job with that opening track.
Drumming.
Yeah, drumming. Yeah. Thank you. It's
Well,
really,
good.
it's really interesting. It's really good. This is a Frida something going on first album. Yazoo or Yaz as they are known in the US. Upstairs at Eric's first album, I think. Alison Moyet, Vince Clarke. Brilliant record.
Could you just say that again? Alison Moyer.
Alison Moyet.
Moyer, yeah, lovely.
Alison Moyet and Vince Clarke together made an album. Depeche Mode, The Broken Frame. This is the first one without Vince Clarke. The second album they made.
That is very scarce in the UK. You never see it.
Yeah. This is a French press. I think one of the early French press, probably is on the Mute label. Yeah, it is a French press. Yeah. It's not my favorite album, but it's typical 80s.
They're quite hefty in price. Any early Depeche Mode now.
I think I found for €15 in a convention. They were
not bad.
5 years ago. Yeah, and then this is
well done.
Yeah, this is my favorite Talk album. This is a release from '87. With the Party's Over and a lot of killer tracks.
Yeah, I'm after that one.
Talk, yeah. This is a third album with Midjure. This is Quartet. This is Ultravox. I think, the third album with Midjure. I think Nick already showed that one. Now another new wave band, Simple Minds. Regal Dream, yeah.
That's another one I'm after. That's a brilliant 80s classic.
It is, yeah. And they were like playing in some small clubs in the southern part of France, and 6 months after they were recording the soundtrack of The Breakfast Club, and it's amazing success. It went all fast back in the day. Another underrated band no one knows about. Well, in my home country, when we are mentioning 80s band, this is Blancmange.
Well done.
Yeah.
Nobody could show that except the single here.
Yeah, you showed a single. Yeah, you showed a single. Released on the Decca label, pristine copy. French press as well. Her name is Rio, and she's dancing on the sand. This is Sands. This is Duran Duran, an album that sounds as many VC members as the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Some records I grew up with. This is a Donald Fagen's solo album. Brilliant record. I don't know if he had success in the UK. I'm not sure about that. I paid $20. Pretty smooth, really ambient record.
Yeah.
Really glad I could find this.
We knew him better through Steely Dan.
Yeah, Steely Dan. Now a very underrated record. Nobody never thought. Yeah. This is
They never bought it, did they? Which is damn shame.
This is the one you thought I would never buy because it's pretty much everywhere. But when they released the 40th anniversary edition, I was in the US in Vermont and I found a good copy at a fair price. I said, okay, now it's the chance to.
Do you want to hear a fun fact about Thriller?
Sure.
Okay. There's a jail in Manila in the Philippines
Yeah.
where they do like as rehabilitation, they do dance, sort of coordinated dance shows, and it's mandatory for the prisoners to take part. So the whole of all these serious cutthroat drug dealers and murderers had to do a performance of Thriller. It's on YouTube. It's absolutely brilliant. They're smashing in time because the head of the jail insisted they do it. It's brilliant.
I should have chosen this country over Canada.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is a joke, by the way, and this is a total 4 with Africa with a brilliant track. The band Never Trust at the beginning, written by the keyboard player, as you all know, and my father bought that copy, so it's another album I grew up with.
Did
Now
he feel
some,
the rains down in Africa?
Yeah. No, what? Sorry, what did you say?
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, okay. This is Roxy Music Avalon. I think this album has already been shown previously by one member of the panel. And a record I recently, I just gave a try, I think yesterday. Brilliant record with a
I've got that
private,
without a cover for 50 pence.
Yeah, with pristine, with private investigations. Brilliant track. Yeah. This is it. Thanks for watching.
Very good.
Well done, Romuald.
Thank you.
Right. Anyway, going back to number of the beast. This is the Brit version, well, the original. You get pictures of the band and the lyric sheet.
Sorry, what's that, Ian?
That's number in Romuald showed the Irish pressing. This just to show the difference. This is the.
Oh, okay.
It's got pictures of the band and all the lyrics. Now I've got Quartet by Ultravox, but unfortunately, my mum. We had a house fire when my mum was living with my mum. None of my records. The only record that got damaged because it was actually on the turntable, and it didn't burn, but it got a little bit.
Oh God!
It's a bit bendy.
Yeah, that's the only. I had 2 sterling firemen that literally saw my record collection, and they brought it out to me.
If you throw it away, does it come back?
So I'm looking for a proper version of this.
No.
I do like playing it, and I can't because it doesn't play very well now.
What's the record again?
Quartet.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so that's the only record that got damaged. All my other records were saved because the firemen were. It was in an old wooden case, so it's quite sturdy and it's scorched. And obviously, the firemen were record collectors, and they just literally come through. Wait! Oh my God, what they're bringing out! And it was my record collection. So yeah, funny times, but yeah. Anyway, so some of us on Saturdays, we're going to be getting together.
We are, yeah.
In Leeds.
In Leeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look out for a video starring a load of old British people buying records.
I want to see lots of videos on this, but rather than just videos of you sort of over a cup of tea or a pint at the other person, could we actually see the record fair and some records?
Oh yes, I will be going up,
rummage through the bins.
Personal and watch, and I will be filming people going through bins.
Yeah, I want the 80s indie bin, indie new wave bins, early 80s, and you could do the punk bins as well, I guess.
How big is the Leeds record fair?
It's pretty big.
We're talking about 100 tables or 50 tables?
Not as big as that, but it's in it's in Leeds Market, and it's kind of in 2 parts. It's sort of one half, I suppose, is about probably 20 or so stalls, and then you go around the other side and there's probably another 20, so probably 40 or 50 stalls, I reckon.
Are they private sellers or are they stores who rent the tables there?
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, there tend to be sort of people who sell at record fairs rather than stores.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
you're talking about it's like once every 2 months or whatever time
It's
range. People come
it's
in
every
and
month. Set
a table up and sell.
Yeah. So once a month in Leeds, second Saturday of every month in Leeds, and then the organisers of the record fairs tend to sort of do a circuit, so they probably go around 4 or 5 different places and then end up back at the same place same time next month.
It's a traveling
That's similar
show.
to the one.
Yeah.
Similar to the one.
Something I've noticed sort of recently that I don't care for a lot is that there's a lot of stalls now end up with a lot of sort of new records at discounted prices. They're sort of shrink ups, and it's sort of it kind of goes against the sort of ethos of record fairs, as far as I'm concerned. It's got to be sort of a load of old stuff that's sort of pre-owned. I think that's the real spirit of a record fair, isn't it?
Yeah, what I'm going to do as well is, especially for the people like Richie, Michael, and Elliot, show them a flavour of a British record fair. To give you a bit.
Yeah.
We see so many of you. You guys do some great videos when you're out and about. So it's like our turn to show you what we've got over here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find it interesting, and there'll be a great topic point next week to talk about. About how we do it. So
that sounds really good.
I'm so looking forward to it, to meeting not just people on the panel, but there's going to be some other big.
I can film you. I can film you going next door to the market to buy cauliflower and a sack of spuds.
No, I've got a great idea, Nick, because from the front of the market you can go down through the fish market. So you could buy a trout bait or a carp.
Yeah. Recreate that classic cover. Yeah.
I was thinking about that this morning at work. Actually, I'm determined to write a letter of complaint to the Record Collector magazine.
Talking of that, I have had acknowledgement from the charity. And they just want to. They've said I've sat to send them the picture of what I want to use just to get it approved by them. But it's looking good, guys.
Oh, good.
They love the idea that the vinyl community on YouTube is doing something for them.
Good.
And because it was a very dear charity to my mate's heart as well, and they think that's brilliant. So I can't see a problem with that.
Excellent.
I said it's not rude. It's got expleted out what we don't need, but you've got to have that in there. It's the joke within the community.
Yeah.
And they went, that's brilliant. So that should be coming up. Hopefully, it took them 4 weeks to get back to me. So probably another 4 weeks. So it's probably going to be more looking in the May time before I can put it up, and you can buy the T-shirts. And we will be having a stream where everybody will have to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah.
When everyone's got their T-shirt, you just say we've got it, and we'll have a very special charity day for the charity. So lots to look forward to. Anyway, I'm going to cut short tonight because I'm doing with Simon tomorrow. Now that'll be another late night. Yeah. So, and I've got to get up rather early on Saturday morning. So
when you turn into that bit where you are, did you say you got to take the first on the right when you come in, or
when you come in, it's right.
Yeah.
If you get lost, you better ring me. Now, for I don't know if Richie's watching. When we do a thumbnail, and we have to show a record for the thumbnail.
Can I just show this first?
Okay, he does this every week, doesn't he?
Look at
Yeah,
look
he
at
always
this.
leaves it to the last second.
This was from just quickly. This is from some very cheap singles, like 20p. This has been eaten. Can you see this? The cover has been eaten by a mouse.
Just by rats.
Yeah, no, it's by little mouse damage there.
No,
Anyway.
rats.
Just adding to the stream.
Thank you so much.
Right. So here we
So
go.
important.
I'm rounding up that. I'm doing that. Bernard Manning's here. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. There's been some real nice guests in tonight in the gallery. It's lovely to see Stefan from South Africa. It's lovely having me here. William's been in. Chance has been in. Marius has been in. Jason, Jimmy, Charles. Some great people. And once again, thank you very much for.
And you know who
Yeah,
else
what about
is
this scarf
watching?
here?
Yeah.
Norman Masloff is watching because he just left me he just texted me and he asked me if I'm practicing my English accent. Come on.
Thank you for watching, Mazzy.
Hello, everybody's watching. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very special thanks for Richie. It's lovely to have you here. You're always welcome. Great to see Elliot again. He's always
good to be here.
Yeah.
Ramold making his return. And then there's just
If I might add, Ian,
I'd like half Brits, half Americans.
I'd like to thank Mike Sparrow. He made a video about that record. This is what a community is all about. I would never ever came across since I'm more into old stuff.
Yeah. Have you got any other PJ Harvey as a result?
That's the only one, and I really
because that's by no means the best album.
Yeah, it is.
So you've got a really good collection of records to explore there. Oh, well, I'm glad you bought it. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Elliot. What was you going to say?
I was just going to tell all the UK guys on a whim. I did my DNA test, and my genetics test. I'm 79% British Isles. So
well, there you go.
I was just about to say this stream is like half Brits, half non-British, but you've ruined it now.
But you only have to go back to the 1600s to get me over to the British Isles. So
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a big week. 300,000 views on the channel. So it was a big one tonight. So thank you very much. And we'll tell you all about what we got up to next week when we get a lead.
Yep.
Yes. Don't forget to take the camera.
Have fun, guys.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.